Spanking and corporal punishment have been the norm for most of Western history. Like
Yeah.
when James Dobson writes in 1970 that culture has gone wrong and no one is disciplining their kids, what he has in mind is something very specific, which is probably the best selling parenting book to that point, which was Dr. Spock's book, Baby and Child Care. His adage was, trust yourself, you know more than you think you do. And he was this voice of trying to help anxious mothers feel like they had some form of maternal instinct. When you read interviews with Benjamin Spock, he talks a lot about in his practice dealing with moms who just felt like they had no idea what to do. They felt like they had no sense of natural maternal instinct and were totally at a loss for what to do with these children when they're home all day with children. This is the 50s and 60s. This is the post-war boom. There is so much success in certain segments of the white American family. You have kind of affluence. You also have then in the 60s the rise of feminism and Betty Friedan and the feminine mystique and this kind of female disillusionment with what am I doing here? And James Dobson is very much reacting to the 60s. He's reacting to looking backwards and saying, okay, we've had this affluence, we've had this emergence of this kind of touchy-feely parenting advice, and these affluent white parents who are suddenly not adequately disciplining their children. And those are the people responsible for the anti-Vietnam War protests. Those are the people responsible for bra burning. Those are the people responsible for Woodstock. And
All
so
the
his
worst things in history, the
all the worst
biggest
things.
problems in history, bra
All the worst
burnings and
things.
Woodstock and
That's right.
anti-Vietnam.
That's right. And I mean, Dare to Discipline, he wrote that book in 6 months. It was very much a book for this exact moment, for this exact group of parents who are showing up to my seminars anxious and really responding well to this message that I have of we need more discipline. Because leading up to the publication of Dare to Discipline, he's been on the speaking circuit, kind of trying out different messages. He wants to be on the speaking circuit. He wants to become kind of a public thinker. And he finds that this message, you should discipline your kids, is really landing with the audiences. And he says, okay, there's an appetite for this. And that book absolutely met the moment. It also happened to coincide with conservative resurgence politically, and it was kind of a high tide raises all ships or something. It was kind of one of those moments where I think that resurgence led to the ascent of a couple different figures. I think
Yeah.
kind of similarly to what we're seeing now in some ways.
Yeah.
Dobson really recognized how things were shifting around him and was able to capitalize on that. He was quite savvy that way.